So that's what y'all want to see, huh?
Jalen, you said you'll figure this out. Is that what we saw tonight?
We found a way to win the game.
Did you come in thinking you were going to pass like that at the beginning of the game, or was it based on how they were playing?
As we've said before, this multiple ways to win, and that was kind of where we leaned today, and we were able to find ways to make plays and execute and finish in the end zone and find a way to win. It's good complementary football.
What was clicking with AJ and Devontae today? I mean, they had combined 23 targets, I think.
Yeah, I think, as I said, when you're able to win in multiple ways, obviously talented and the opportunities are there, but it comes down to having good discernment of when to do something and when not to. So we want to, I've always said and believe that you want to make sure that all of your tools are sharp when you need them. So when it's time to use them, you can go. And I don't think there's a doubt in that. I think, frankly, there's an effort there. The approach was a little different this week, and the grass will be green where you water it. And we decided to water it, and we kind of saw the fruits of our labor in that. Obviously, we've been watering the running game a good bit, and it's kind of natural to put an emphasis on one thing and kind of take an emphasis off of another and see what you guys have kind of seen. And so, we want to just continue to be well-rounded, push to be well-rounded and water all areas of our yard.
Jalen, when you sat down, you said, is this what you guys wanted to see? It was a week, a lot of scrutiny with the passing game. Does that make a performance like this any sweeter or better for you?
Well, the scrutiny's never ending. It's nothing new, and so that's something that I find a thrill in, and I appreciate being told I can't and that we can't. And I know that I lead this team, and it takes a lot out of it. It demands a lot out of you, and I just want to show up and be the best teammate, quarterback, and be the best I can be for the guys on the team.
Devontae talked about there being uncomfortable conversations this past week. AJ said there were extended meetings beyond what you guys normally do. We'll talk about the passing game. Can you take us a little bit inside how that approach went this past week?
No, I won't.
Jalen, what's the challenge when you play a Mike Tomlin defense?
I think a Mike Tomlin team, physical, disruptive, tough. The whole conference, the whole division is tough. But, man, I just realized who you were, man. Man, good to see you traveling up here. That means a lot. But playing against a Steelers team is always a tough challenge, and it was definitely a test, a battle. They're coming after the ball and playing physical ball, and it was a great opponent we played out there.
Jalen, there's a report your finger was broken. Is it broken, and did it impact your play at all today?
It is broken, and it did impact my play.
How? You said just was tougher to.
Yeah, it's broken, so yeah.
Jalen, you mentioned complimentary football. To close the game, it's about 10.5-minute drive. What does that say about the offense and the well-rounded nature of it?
Yeah, we've been able to do that a couple times this year, and it was crucial. It was crucial. Just hats off to how Saquon has kind of been able to do that all year in those moments, and Kenny stepping up and making some of the plays he made tonight. Not foreign to that at all, and just putting it all together. Defense played a hell of a game. How they started the game off. Would love to kind of get out and take advantage of how they're playing. In that moment. But tons to learn from. Yeah, in the end, tons to learn from, and we'll kind of get back to our regular schedule routine. Put a 24-hour rule on what we do, and learn from it tomorrow and move forward.
Did that injury happen on a QB sneak against the Panthers?
It did not.
Jalen, I know you the approach was different this week. How so?
We had a phase this year where we said we were going to be a run team and a play action team. So, you know, we start watering that and stop watering another part.
Jalen, I know you don't want to go into what those uncomfortable conversations were, but when you all are able to have those conversations, put in the work, and then have a result like this, what does it say about your locker room?
I think the collective. I think the thing that I always put emphasis on throughout this week was the team and the team success, and knowing that winning. You know, I asked the question to everyone. You know, hey, it's gonna. You know, we're gonna have to go do this together. Started with that, and then I said, let's not forget to keep the main thing the main thing. So you do know what the main thing is, right? And they were spot on. So we can't forget that. And it takes multiple. It takes everyone to win, and it can look a ton of different ways. And obviously, we need all hands on deck in that. And you know, we have to be all for one and one for all in the sense of going out there and just trying to play our best ball and play at a high level.
Jalen, after the conversation that you used.
Sorry, after the game, I know you had a chance to speak with Tom Brady. What did he tell you something, and what did it mean to you that he picked you out as the player of the game?
Yeah, y'all saw what I said, but man, he's obviously a great played it, won, you know, tons of respect for him, and competing against him even. It was cool. Cool. I didn't know he was commenting during the game, so that was kind of cool. And I think on the same note, I never, you know, someone asked me a question a couple weeks ago about head-to-head matchups. I think it was versus Lamar, and I think that's something that you look back on later on. I don't think in that moment you try and keep it as, you know, because it's not like basketball, you know what I mean? But try and keep it as team, as it's always about the team, you know, and you look back at that and you reflect. If you take a step back, you see a ton of kids out there watching, you know, Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson go at it, and that's what they see. You know, all eyes on them, and I think for today, even all week, Russell Wilson, man, he's paved the way for a ton of guys. He's paved the way for a ton of guys, including myself. My brother loved him. I love him and still, you know, I loved him and still loved him, and watch him do many things where people said he couldn't. And he's experienced some adversity, and he's overcome that, and he's come back stronger from it. And so to be able to go to battle against him today, a guy that I looked up to and had a ton of respect for, defied all odds with his size and, you know, being able to go to championships and win a championship. Tons of respect for him. Definitely cool beating him. But all nothing but love for him.
Time for two more. Time for two more.
We're talking about watering the other parts of the offense. What was it that you were watering? Why was that important going forward for what you guys are trying to do?
Yeah, just wanting to be multiple, and like I said, make sure all of our tools are sharp when we need them. You know, you don't you may not need every tool in the toolbox, but just to know that it's in good shape, that doesn't hurt.
Jalen, you had an injury happen, and what's the kind of outlook for it moving forward?
You know, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I've known it's been at the state it's at all week, and I don't really want to put too much more into it. I can say that I don't think it got any worse today. You know, if it's shattered, it's shattered. You know, it is what it is.
I was going to say, Jalen, This will be it. Go ahead. In the last 2 weeks, in 2 of the last 3 weeks, you had to play Baltimore, you had to play Pittsburgh, and out of a tough AFC North. Does this team, beating those teams and getting physical with them, think that makes you better down the stretch, especially coming into the playoffs and all that?
I think as you just continue to grow, self-assess, and look at those things, you want to look at it as an internal thing, not necessarily who you're playing against. Obviously, there's a ton of respect for that division and how they play ball. And we knew that when we played the Browns, when we played the Bengals, we played the Steelers and the Ravens, and so that multiplicity that we talk about, I think that's also in our style of play and being able to play physical, play fast, play in space, all these different ways, and so we just want to continue to get better in all of those things.
Thanks, y'all.
Yep.